Have you ever walked away from someone and felt smaller than before, but couldn't explain why? No shouting, no obvious betrayal, no clear reason to point at, and yet something inside you felt drained. That's how it begins. Toxic people don't always look dangerous. They don't wear warning signs. In fact, some of them smile, some of them listen, some of them even make you feel special at first, but slowly, almost invisibly, they start taking pieces of you. Your confidence, your clarity, your peace. And the worst part? You don't even realize it's happening. You start questioning yourself. You apologize when you've done nothing wrong. You feel guilty for setting boundaries. You begin to shrink just to keep the connection alive. I've seen this before. I've lived it. And if you're not careful, it can cost you years of your life. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mind Awakening channel. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 signs, clear, undeniable signs that you are dealing with someone toxic. Someone who doesn't just hurt you by accident, but slowly erodes who you are. Pay attention, because once you see these signs, you won't be able to unsee them. Sign number 1, you feel guilty, even when you've done nothing wrong. One of the earliest and most dangerous signs is this. You start apologizing for things that don't require an apology. At first it's subtle. They misunderstand you. And somehow you end up saying sorry. They overreact, and you become the one trying to fix the situation. They cross your boundaries, and you feel guilty for even having them. You begin to carry a weight that was never yours. I remember a time when I would replay conversations in my head at night, wondering what I did wrong. But the truth was, I didn't do anything wrong. I was just dealing with someone who needed me to feel wrong so they could feel in control. That's how toxic people operate. They don't always attack you directly. They shift the ground beneath your feet until you no longer trust your own judgment. And once that happens, they don't have to control you anymore. You'll do it to yourself. A Stoic understands this clearly. If you constantly feel guilty around someone, it's not your conscience speaking. It's their manipulation echoing in your mind. Sign number 2, you start doubting your own reality. There is a point where confusion becomes your normal state. You remember things clearly. What was said, what was done, how it made you feel, but when you bring it up, they deny it, or twist it, or laugh it off like it never mattered. And suddenly, you hesitate. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I got it wrong. This is not a misunderstanding. This is erosion. Bit by bit, they chip away at your perception of reality until you start relying on their version of the truth more than your own. I've been there, standing in a conversation, knowing something was off, but unable to defend it because I had already been trained to doubt myself. That's the trap. Once you no longer trust your own mind, you become easy to control. A Stoic would warn you, the moment you start questioning your own reality to protect someone else's behavior, you are no longer free. Sign number 3, you feel drained. After every interaction, pay attention to how you feel after you leave them. Not what they say, not what they promise, not even what they show you on the surface. Pay attention to what remains when they're gone. Do you feel lighter, or do you feel exhausted? Because toxic people don't always destroy you in obvious ways. Sometimes they simply take and take and take your energy, your attention, your emotional stability. Conversations with them feel like walking through fog. You try to stay present, to stay patient. But something inside you is constantly being pulled. And when it's over, you don't feel fulfilled. You feel empty. I used to ignore this sign. I told myself I was just tired, just stressed, just busy. But the truth was simple. Healthy connections give you energy. Toxic ones consume it. A Stoic doesn't ignore this signal, because energy is life. And if someone consistently leaves you feeling drained, they are not a part of your peace. They are the reason you've lost it. Before we go further, I want to ask you something simple. Have you ever felt emotionally drained after being around someone, but couldn't fully explain why? If your answer is yes, take a moment and share your experience in the comments below. Your story might help someone else realize what they're going through. And if this resonates with you, consider subscribing to the channel. Not for me, but for yourself, so you don't miss the kind of insights that might one day protect your peace or even change your life. Now, let's continue. Sign number 4, they only show up when they need something. At first, it feels like coincidence. They disappear for days, sometimes weeks. No calls, no messages, no presence. But the moment they need something, your phone lights up, and somehow you're expected to be there, available, understanding, loyal. I used to call this bad timing. Now I call it what it really is, convenience. Because when someone truly values you, they don't only remember you in moments of need, they show up consistently. Toxic people don't invest in connection. They withdraw from it until it benefits them again. And if you're not paying attention, you'll start feeling grateful just because they came back. That's the trap. You lower your standards just to keep someone who never met them in the first place. A Stoic sees this clearly. If someone is only present when it serves them, you are not a priority, you are a resource. Sign number 5. You feel like you're walking on eggshells. There's a tension you can't quite explain. Nothing is openly wrong, but nothing feels safe either. You start choosing your words carefully, replaying sentences in your head before you speak, avoiding certain topics just to prevent a reaction. Because with them, it doesn't take much. One wrong word, one honest opinion, one small boundary, and suddenly everything shifts. The mood changes, the energy drops, and you're left trying to fix something you didn't break. I've lived in that space before, where silence felt safer than honesty, where peace came from shrinking yourself, not expressing yourself. But that's not peace, that's quiet control. A Stoic would never call that a relationship. Because real strength is built on truth, not fear. If you cannot be yourself without consequences, you are not respected, you are being managed. Sign number 6, they twist your kindness into weakness. You try to understand them. You give them time, patience, space, forgiveness. You tell yourself they've been through a lot, that maybe they just need someone who won't give up on them. And slowly, you become that person. The one who stays, the one who tolerates, the one who keeps giving, even when nothing comes back. But instead of appreciating it, they start expecting it. Your kindness becomes their entitlement. Your empathy becomes their leverage. And before you realize it, you're no longer being kind. You're being used. I learned this the hard way. Not everyone deserves your patience, because in the wrong hands, your compassion doesn't heal, it enables. A Stoic understands balance. They give, but not at the cost of themselves. They care, but not blindly. The moment your kindness is no longer respected, it is no longer a virtue. It is a vulnerability. Sign number 7. You know you should leave, but you don't. This is the most dangerous sign of all, because by this point, you already see everything. You've felt the exhaustion. You've questioned the patterns. You've noticed the imbalance. Deep down, you know the truth. This connection is not healthy. This person is not good for you. And staying is slowly costing you who you are. But you don't leave, not because you're weak, but because you're attached to the memories, to the version of them you hoped was real, to the moments when things felt right, even if those moments were rare and never lasted. I've been there, knowing I deserved better, but still choosing what was familiar over what was right. That's how toxic cycles survive, not through force, but through hesitation. You keep telling yourself, maybe they'll change. Maybe I just need to try harder. Maybe I'm the problem. But here's the truth most people avoid. The longer you stay where you are not respected, the more you teach yourself that this is what you deserve. A Stoic doesn't wait for permission to walk away. They understand something most people learn too late. Letting go isn't the loss. Staying where you are, diminished, is. Conclusion. So now you've seen all 7 signs, not theories, not abstract ideas, but patterns, real, lived patterns, that quietly destroy people from the inside out. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Toxic people don't ruin your life overnight. They do it slowly, patiently, until you no longer recognize the person you used to be. A Stoic understands this deeply. You are responsible for what you tolerate. So ask yourself honestly, where in your life are you accepting less than you deserve? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it? Start small. Set one boundary. Say one honest no. Walk away once, without explaining, without guilt. That's how you take your power back. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to the channel, not just to support the content, but to remind yourself consistently of the standards you refuse to lower, because the right life begins when you stop allowing the wrong people to stay. Thank you for taking the time to watch until the end of the video. See you in the next videos.